Graywolf here. First day of 2014. Garden of the Gods, Colorado, near Colorado Springs, Manitou Springs. It's really windy here today, so if the wind gusts up, I may stop for a moment and let you just hear the wind, and then pick it up when the wind stops. I'm not quite sure what it is I want to share today, so we'll kind of explore this together. And Sue is taking the video for me. She may shift around at times and take some of the wonderful rock structures in the mountains around us here as I speak. So enjoy the surroundings and hopefully enjoy what I say as well, but if not, at least you have the beautiful surroundings. This is the year of rebirth in the way I was always taught. Certainly in the Mayan tradition. In the Mayan tradition, the big change, the change of Earths, would be from sometime in 2012, late 2012, to sometime in early 2015. So the main shift over, that point where we reach the top of the mountain and we start down the other side, was right when the years changed, 2013 to 2014. In other words, right now. We are in fact walking in the first day of 2014, the first day of the year of rebirth, which also taps into many other cultures. The Chinese culture, we're shifting from the year of the snake to the year of the horse, or the year of the snake, shedding your skin, doing some healing, suffering whatever you need to go through, the pains of that. Year of the horse, action, energy, belief, trust, strength. So there's a lot of crossover in cultures. I could do the same thing and cross a lot of other cultures over in this. People are experiencing a lot right now. I know I am, no different than anyone else. Maybe I've walked the road longer, maybe I've had some experiences, but I'm also going through a lot. There's a lot of people been coming and going. Just wrote about it and posted it on Facebook today with Sharon, Rainbow Eagle, because we're getting so many people ask about that as well. And it is a fact, it has always happened. There's people who come and go in your existence here on this planet, in your physical realm. You do what you need for each other sometimes, and then they move on, or you move on. That's not a bad thing. It just is part of the spiritual road. And the more spiritual learning, understanding you absorb, the fewer people who are around you. That's also part of it. And that's got nothing to do with ego or anything else. It's just an observation. And many have made that. I'm not the only one making this observation. And the connections can be very strong in both a positive or a negative, or a pleasant or unpleasant way. So many of you have seen people leave in anger. I know I have. So people coming and going is not a bad thing. It is an occurrence that happens. There's people who are running into it many, many different levels. Many of you have seen it in the last couple of years, even stronger than ever before, maybe for the first time because you're awakening. It'll get even stronger. Those we run into now, and we're working with, or we're around, we're close to, or we have conflict with, we have walked with before in past lives. That also comes from many, many cultures, not just one, but certainly from my Native American traditions and strongly from the Mayan teachings, as well as some of the African teachings that I've had. These are people we have spent lives with before. This is the most critical time in the existence of this planet, which is tied into energy around the universe. We're part of a web. We may be one small planet, but that planet is part of the web. And when any part of the web gets damaged, the whole web is affected. The Taki say we're all one. The circle, which is the web, is only as strong as its weakest point. And so when I do my prayers in Lakota, I talk about doing all I can to help to heal the sacred web, or sacred hoop, either one, wherever it is broken. And so what happens here has repercussions all through the universe. Types of people coming now, and I'm just beginning to explore some of this. It's happening to me, it's happening to others around me. There's many different types. There's some who we work with, who we create things with, who we hold the light together with. And so we work at that level. We create things with, we create circles, because the circles are so critical right now. Circles are everything, individuals, nothing. Individuals can't do much anymore, but circles certainly can. So there's those people. Then there's the 3 types of people closest to you. And this is what I'm still exploring, and I will be welcoming any other teachers around this who wish to share their thoughts. Soulmates, twin flames, and spirit twins. I used to think they were kind of the same thing. They're not. They're 3 very separate and distinct ways of connecting. Ways of doing what needs to be done at various levels. And I've talked before, and we've written before, about everyone has a job. All jobs are equally important. Some jobs require thousands of people, maybe millions, I don't know. Other jobs only require a few. That doesn't make either one more important or less important. Again, if the hoop is broken, the whole hoop is broken, not just a part of it. But the way I'm understanding this more and more, and I see some of the teachings I had in the past, which never made sense to me, are around this as well. Different words, different way of putting it, but the same general idea is soulmates can be a lot of people. Anyone you're close to right now, working close with in this life, those are your soulmates. There may be 5, 10, 20, I don't know, however many. Not hundreds, I haven't seen. Maybe there's people that's the case. But the soulmates you've walked with before, you've worked with, maybe in different ways. You know, when we've walked past lives with someone, which is what we're talking about, it's not always the same way. We can walk in many different ways. Brother and sister, father and mother, brothers, husband and wife, all kinds of ways, grandfathers and granddaughters, on and on and on. So we've walked with them before. There's an understanding of their souls. So we can work together effectively now in this critical time. That, as I understand it, is the energy of soulmates. And this I've heard some from people, and other I'm getting from my own putting together the teachings of my elders in the past and my own understanding from within. Then there's twin flames. Twin flames, I think, are closely, even more closely connected. They have really walked together in the past. Usually they're mates now, but not always. They don't have to be. They have connective energy, but it's energy that burns down and builds up. Conflict's not the right word. There's balance in them. Part of their job is to help burn off what was and begin to create what is. So everything they do brings in elements of fire, water, and all the other elements as well, but fire and water especially. They're not always in alignment. They usually are. They end up being in alignment. They shift back and forth. They stay in balance. Those are the twin flames. In some ways, kind of related to the stories of the phoenix in many cultures. Their job's to help burn things down, quite literally. And they usually do it on an interpersonal level, and that it extends into other smaller or larger groups. There's more of those than you might expect, but not nearly as much as you do with soulmates, which again is groups, even if it's small groups. Or even if it's 2 people who feel they're soulmates, then there'll be others who enter their group, because that's a broader alignment. Where the twin flames, I mean, even listen to what it's called, twin flames, and I don't like labels. I'm using these labels because it's labels we all understand. They don't really describe what I'm talking about. And again, forgive me, I'm exploring this myself as we speak, and I have been for some time. Then there's spirit twins. That's something else entirely. Now, the way I hear it from the literature is when you first entered this realm for the very first time, your spirit twin was part of you. You split. Your spirit split in 2. And there's only one match for each. And most people never find their spirit twin or experience it. First of all, you have to be very open to it. And then they walk together every lifetime. Again, they can be very different walks. They don't have to all be the same. Sometimes one of the spirit twins is here in the physical world, one stays in the spirit world and supports from there. They completely support each other because, again, they have the same spirit, so they totally understand each other. Their work is to build. Their work is to build the spiritual realm. And so right now, they're very critical to the work. that total understanding. And when they do come together physically to do their work, then there's enormous energy, or there can be. There's a whole level of trust that has to be there. You can't even begin to connect with someone like that, I don't believe, until you're far enough along the spiritual road to be able to do unconditional love, complete trust, because in effect you are trusting and loving yourself, which is the hardest thing to do. Certainly for me, and that's been the hardest thing to learn. If its spirit twin is the other half of you, then how could you love and trust that other half if you don't love and trust yourself? And so then there's that piece. My sense is there might be another level. I don't know what that is. I keep sensing it. I sensed it many years ago when I worked with my teachers. Not a level higher or lower than any of these, but a little more encompassing than these. So I'm still waiting to hear what that one might be. But when you speak then of these, at least these three energy connections, which is what these are, they're energy connections, that I offer is the way you can consider it. And again, I would love to hear from others. We may do this as a video blog and post it, or I may just post it. We'll see how this evolves. But thank you for listening in the beginning of 2014. Start looking for, if you're in the light, if you're awakened, if you want to be part of this change that's going on now, certainly be looking for your soulmates. I would say don't look for your twin flames. Definitely don't look for your spirit twin. If they're meant to find you and you them, you will. It's just like trying to look for a teacher. And so many people ask me, how do I find a teacher? Where do I go? Is there a phone book for teachers? Spiritual teachers? No. If you're meant to find them and you put out the intention, you will find them or they will find you. I know I've said many times, I never looked for a teacher, and I've had so many. And I've been blessed because they found me, and I've been surprised each time. It works the same way with these energy connections with other two-leggeds. If you're meant to find each other, you will, and the timing will be right, because you can't find each other until the timing is right. And I hope that makes sense, because I know at least that part's true. So let's walk into 2014 together. Let's have a wonderful year of rebirth. Let's all connect in the best possible way we can. And please, please, please remember, there's no bigger than, better than, less than. There's only different ways we're connected in energy. And this was set up many, many, many lifetimes ago. Ho, Mataki Ase, we're all one. Aho.
There. So I'm still here, and I'm doing this video while I'm walking, and you can see a little bit of the Mediterranean Sea. Woo! And the waves are chasing me. Yeah, so this is the Mediterranean Sea. And you can hear, I hope you can hear the waves more than the wind, but whatever it is, I welcome it. It's part of the journey. So, soulmates, something, or soul twins, or spirit connections. It's all about the connections. It's really, literally about the connections. It's literally about not being in some sort of power stand, but more being about the flowing element of it. And a lot of, if you would see the world as one circle, and it is, the universe is one giant circle, maybe not so giant, but it's still a circle, the size does not matter. If you would see the world as a circle, you would realize that in some point we're all connected. And everywhere in the world, everywhere in the universe, whether it's a human or animal or a tree or the water or the sand under my feet as I walk on it, or the smallest rock or the seashell, it's in the stars. It's all about us being connected and us being one. And we are. So when it comes to spirit twins, it's a really strong connection that it is here to show us that we have a history together, we have past together, not always a past that we are aware of in this lifetime, but a past nonetheless. And it's about showing to the other partner or many partners that we are willing to do what it takes to explore more together, to become a medicine together. This is for me what it means to be, to have a soulmate, to have a soul twin. Jim is not an example. He's entirely an inspiration to me, as I'm sure that I am an inspiration to him. And no, it's not about ego at all, but it's more like that's the truth, and now it becomes the reality. And Jim and I, medicine is about reflecting. It's about not being. He's not a teacher to me, only a teacher to me, but he's also a part of me, as I am part of him, as I am sometimes his teacher. And we learn from each other, and that's what it counts. And we create in that medicine to bring something that is totally for us, and not just for us, but to the circle as well, because we're all one circle, as I said moments ago. And this is something that we need to be aware of, to allow things to come to us, and they are. For Jim and I, they come so strongly, and sometimes so ironically how much we are alike, how much some of parts of our stories as individuals are so alike, and it is absolutely amazing. And it's time to do it. It's time to absolutely start that reflection. And like the Mediterranean, as you see, it comes and goes, and all drops of water come from water, even if they don't look the same. Jim and I don't look the same. We don't have the same age. We don't have the same gender. We come from geographical different places, and we're still one, and we're still very much connected. And it's about moving forward and not moving backwards. This connection is, it never ends. Even if some of us, even if Jim is away or I am away physically, we're still connected. Sometimes we talk on Facebook, and Jim can feel when, oh my God, the water is getting close. Sometimes we feel how much, Jim can feel whenever I'm getting online, and sometimes it's vice versa. It's so critical to allow those small details to guide us into a bigger picture. And we're all spirit twins, by the way. We're all connected in one circle. And this circle, worth everything that we went through. Those death moments, those painful moments, happy moments, sad moments, anger moments, every kind of emotion that we like or dislike, has effect on what we are today, which is soulmates or spirit twins, and we are. And you don't have to look really far. I didn't look too far. I was brought to Jim by spirit, but we chose to be the ones that will be aware of it. So this is about soul connections, spirit connections, and until then, we invite you to leave a comment, to ask questions, and to be with us in the healing spirit, in the healing mirror holders, and to be more aware and to bring the medicine into your life, because now it's the time to do it, especially in those times of change. So from me and from Jim, thank you, and we'll see you in the next video blog and radio shows and on Facebook, and just stay tuned, because as much as the past was great or wasn't great for you, that time, this moment means everything. Thank you, and keep holding that mirror up high. That's the time. Thank you.